Yeah.
Let's do this. Welcome back to the show, guys. Today I have a special guest for you guys. I came all the way to San Diego to Compound MMA and Fitness. I got a UFC veteran, Bellator veteran, Strikeforce veteran, King of the Cage, bare-knuckle fighting. I mean, I'm sure the list goes on. Probably more promotions that I could even fit on my little notes tab here. But please welcome to the show, Joey the Mexicutioner Beltran. Woo.
Yeah.
Joey Beltran, man, thanks for doing this.
Hell yeah, no problem.
How's it been, man?
It's been good, you know, life is good. Yeah.
Life's good. You know, I always, I'm like 34 now, right? So I've been training since I was little. I think I started training when I was like 11 or something, right? And I always I love training, but I was always like, what's the future in fight? Like, what do you do? I mean, fighting, there's not a lot of money. I mean, you know, and then after fighting, it's like, what do you do with like a fight career? It's not like you can go work as an investment banker, you know what I mean? But it's like, you know, I see some of these older UFC veterans and I see like you seem to be doing well for yourself. You know, you're here at this gym, you're not homeless on the street, you know. Do you have any like advice for these up and coming fighters, like what things that they can do to try to set up their future better?
Well, one thing that I began doing like early on, maybe like one fight, maybe I had one fight, right, is started teaching and coaching. And just like normal like classes open to the public, like intro to MMA or like fucking cardio boxing, like whatever, you know, and just get used to just always be working, you know. Even so, all that being said, throughout my whole career, I always worked. I always taught class. I always had clients. I was always hustling, you know, because, you know, yeah, it's really cool to make like, you know, 20 or 30 G's in one night, but you only do that a couple times a year, you know. So I learned really early on to always be on the grind.
Just like any other job.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard though. You're grinding at the gym, especially for MMA. You got to do your striking training, you got to do your grappling training, and then now you got to do your client training. You know.
Exactly. You know, but you know, I've never been afraid of hard work.
Yeah.
And that was my approach in. As far as in my fight, you know, I was never an explosive athlete. I was never a one-punch knockout type of guy. I was always like, I'm gonna drown you with volume. I'm gonna make you work so hard that you want to find a way to quit. You're gonna find a way to lose.
Yeah.
You know, and really like second guess, like what the fuck am I doing here? Why is this little fat Mexican guy won't stop coming? Like, yeah.
It's very, dude, I mean, I feel like you were, you know, that Mexican boxer style where you come forward, but in the MMA version of that, like all the fights I've seen, your gold rounds or the second and third round, that's when you kind of come alive, at least from what I saw. I remember we were talking about the Stipe fight earlier. For those of you guys that don't know, this man fought Stipe for Stipe's debut fight. At the time, Stipe was 6-0, so he was undefeated in MMA, never went past the first round. This guy was the first guy to take Stipe to the third round, and it was a very close fight. But yeah, just that fight and a lot of other fights I saw, I feel like the first round is always you're kind of like you're a lot more cautious, kind of feeling stuff out. Second and third is when you're just like coming forward nonstop, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just it's the definition of that Mexican boxer mentality, you know, but just MMA for you, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you know, to touch on that a little bit, like really keeping it real, like. My first round, especially when I was in like the UFC, not so much Bellator, but when I was in the UFC, my mentality was like, oh, these guys are gonna hurt me. Like, what am I doing here? Like, I had such like horrible self-talk and horrible self-image. I'm like, oh my gosh, like why am I even here? Like, these guys are gonna murk me.
Yeah.
And so like the first round, I'll be like kind of like frozen, like, oh and I would start getting cracked and like wake up and like react like a street fight.
Yeah.
And so it was like, it created these like awesome fights. Like I won fight of the night like 2 times, you know, crazy brawls, and like fans loved me for it, you know. But after the fight, I'd be like, man, I really did not do anything that we worked on. Like what the
Nothing from camp.
yeah, and so it was like, and then like Bellator, when I went to Bellator, I had a little more self-belief because I knew, like in my head, I was like, all right, this is the B League, this is the B League, like all respect still. But when I was in Bellator, because I had 10 fights in the UFC, it's almost as if I painted myself in a corner. So now I was like, oh fuck, this guy has a name. Fight Rampage, boom.
That was a crazy fight. That
was
first round, I think is what
Matty Shango. Then fight for the world title. Like, what the f I doing here? Like, what the hell? But I take the fights. I need the money. I'll take them.
Yeah, they want to make a name for themselves, you know?
Yeah, and so it was like, man. So it was really, it wasn't until like, what happened was 2017-ish, like I really went through some rough times in my life. I got really, really bad with drugs, alcohol, and I had to do rehab. So I checked out. I did not fight for like 19 months.
Yeah.
And I almost thought I was going to retire. But I went to rehab, went to rehab for 4 months, came home, came out, and then my old manager hit me up. And he's like, hey, how you doing, champ? You in shape? I was like, yeah.
That's why you just were working out in rehab,
yeah. He's like, all right. Sergey Karatanov in Russia, 25 grand straight up. I was like, fuck.
I saw that fight, bro.
Let's go. I was like, all I heard was the 25 grand. So anyways, I was fresh out of rehab. Got ready in 5 weeks, went and fought Sergey.
Yeah.
Who's like other than Fedor, is like one of the best guys to ever come out of Russia.
Yeah. I think he's still fighting. Is he still fighting?
Who knows? That guy's an animal. That guy probably boxing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then I went and fought Sergey, went all 3 rounds, scrapped it out. And then after that, I was like, okay, I can still do this. Started training. Started trying to get something, some kind of local fight or anything, and I had no luck. I could not, just couldn't get a fight. Then my old coach Eric Del Fierro from Alliance hit me up. He's like, hey, the bare-knuckle people are about to sign Beck. He's like, well, you wouldn't be interested. You would not be interested in doing that kind of stuff, would you? I was like, well,
how much does it pay?
Yeah, like, all right. It's a tournament for $50,000.
Hey, that's not bad. That's a good pay right there.
Let's go.
One second.
And so then that's literally like, I always give her praise and her credit. If it wasn't for Beck, I would not have gotten into bare knuckle.
You're talking about Beck Rowling?
Beck Rowling, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Beck Rowling. Because back early on, I don't know if the fans, probably the fans probably remember, like early on, Beck was their star for like the first 2 or 3. Like, oh, the queen of bare knuckle, and like, whatever. But she was cool. She's my ex-teammate. But whatever. So I got to piggyback off Beck and got into bare knuckle. And then had that crazy bloody war with Tony Lopez.
2018, bro. That was a crazy fight, dude.
And I always tell the story, make sure so they don't get credit. That fight was not going to be on TV.
No, because how bloody it was, or
no, because we were the swing belt. Because those fucking morons had no idea who me or Tony Lopez were. So we were what's called the swing belt. So a swing belt is when there's like a gap in the card. They'll throw the swing belt in to fill the
Like too
time.
many knockouts or something too fast. Yeah.
And so like, by the grace of God, we got in as the second to last fight. So to people who do not know, it looked like, oh, this game's the co-main event.
Oh,
like, no.
That's smart for BKFC how they marketed that, dude.
No,
damn.
you motherfuckers know you.
Damn.
You weren't even going to have us on there.
The cold side of the fighting, man.
But whatever. So anyways, I went and had the crazy fight, and then and bare-knuckle took off.
Yeah.
And then so it was very, very. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed bare-knuckle.
I think bare-knuckle suits your style better than like MMA, just because you're very boxing heavy, very just like bare-knuckle is about who's tougher,
Yeah.
It's not about the cleanest fighter, it's about who can take the most shots and keep going,
Yeah.
And dude, I mean, you had some more. You had what, 2 fights, I think? 2 or 3 fights in bare-knuckle?
Oh, I had 10.
Oh, you had 10. I only seen 3. Damn, I didn't even do my research, well,
Yeah.
10 fights. That's great. That's almost the same you had in UFC, right? Like.
Yeah. I had 10 in the UFC, 8 in Bellator, 10 in bare-knuckle.
That was crazy. It's what, 38, 28 professional fights?
Yeah, well, plus the other before, like, rewind a little bit. Like, I remember I started fighting in 2007, and I made a goal, made a commitment to myself. I said, if I'm not in the big show in 3 years, I'm going to quit and get a normal job.
What's going to be the normal job?
Who knows?
I
know. God, I did not have to find out.
Math teacher.
And so, but trip out is I made my UFC debut 4 days shy of my 3-year mark.
What? That's some destiny right there, man.
Yeah, I always tell people, like, the mind's a powerful thing. Like, if you write your goals down, look at that every day. I'm a firm believer, like, when you write your goals down and you put on a piece of paper and you look at it every day, then it's no longer just an idea. It's no longer just like something mental. Like, it's a physical thing you look at every day. Like,
manifestation.
Yeah, you commit. Then you're committed. Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. That's incredible. Especially too, like that was the time when, like, to get into the like how there was no road to get to the UFC. It's like today, it's like they have the Contender Series, and it's like a little bit more clear path, But back then, it was just random. You just got lucky, Hopefully, they saw a good fight and they called you,
Yeah, like for me, I was very fortunate. Like, I fought 3 UFC veterans. Like they had just been cut, and I got them the first fight out and them up, and so
was that in like
I took the juice.
Yeah, was that in King of the Cage or was that or something local?
Nah, I fought Sherman Pendergast in Bellator. I fought Wes Combs in King of the Cage, and then I fought Houston Alexander in 5150 Combat League.
Okay, I don't think I heard
all over
5150.
the country.
Yeah, not to double back, but on that fight you had with Sergey in Russia, bro, that was a crazy promotion, bro. I saw there was like Putin's name on a corner. It was like Team Putin or something. It was weird.
Dude,
what's it like fighting in a promotion like that?
I mean, not even that show. There was another time I went back to Russia, right? Which was pretty cool. And like 2019. Yeah, I went back to Russia, fought a catch weight. It was like 225. Anyways, I fought this guy, and the whole thing is that the whole selling point, if you will, it was at a nightclub, and it was a private show for Putin.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I saw his name all over the ring. I thought that was a Sergey fight. If you need help, bro, no. You good?
Figure it out, pal. No, so anyways, and then I remember like we were like waiting in the back, like warming up, and they like, oh, we're so sorry, guys, like he can't make it, and I was like, I don't give a fuck, like let's start the show. It's 11 o'clock already. Let's go, guys.
Yeah.
That was fine.
It's kind of random though, dude.
But still, it was really weird. Like there was like a really nice pool right there, and then the cage, and there was like just like tables like for like a restaurant. There was maybe 200 people there.
Yeah.
So it was like a very intimate gathering. Just to watch people each other up, you know.
Was it like? Did it feel like it was kind of like a Russian mob type random
Oh yeah.
scenario?
Oh yeah. You know, like, whatever.
Yeah.
I just don't give too many second looks.
Yeah, my bad, right? As long as you pay my books, we're good.
Yeah. Oh, and then they came to my hotel after. That was kind of lame, but it was kind of cool because I had to wait. I fought and I had to wait in my hotel till literally 4 in the morning, and then they came and brought me a stack of hundreds.
All hundreds.
Yeah, they paid me I think it was like
all cash. That's good though, right?
18,000 in cash.
That's a lot of money. How do you bring that back?
Yeah, in your pocket.
You just
Well, because that's another thing too I learned about Russia is like if you bring back money, you're supposed to claim it.
Yeah, it's 10,000 or more. I think.
Every time I was stuffed there by panties. Let's go.
Dude, I hear stories of like a lot of these older fights that like in Japan and like Russia where fighters to get paid in cash, you know, and like people were getting like 20, 30,000 in cash, you know, and I'm just like, bro, how do you? I mean, it's cool, but then how do you bring that back, bro? Like, you gotta bring friends and split it up or something, you know?
Yeah. Well, you have your corner, so.
Yeah, who cornered you for that fight?
My boxing coach, Am, who's also my best friend from growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you grew up right here in San Diego?
Yeah, in Carlsbad.
Yeah.
Carlsbad was just right over there, and then I moved away, came back, moved away, came back, moved away, came back, and lived in Oceanside my whole adult life.
Yeah, you like it out here?
Yeah, oh yeah. I always find a way to come back. I've lived in Hawaii, I've lived in New Jersey randomly. I lived out there for a year, and then like Miami, Virginia. Like that, I'm going back to Cali.
Yeah. So what got you started with combat sports?
So I'm one of the lucky ones that I just always wanted to fight. I always wanted to fight like in front of people. Like what happened is my uncle took me to watch WWF before WWF at San Diego Sports Arena. And like I was 5, so I thought it was real.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh man, I remember leaving that night thinking like, this is what I want to do. I want to fight in front of like arenas of people. And then like later on, like growing up and stuff, then I wanted to be a pro boxer because everyone, like, it was so cool. Like when Chavez fought, it was like a holiday. It was like the whole apartment complex was like, they put one big TV in the center of the building,
complex, yeah.
and then everyone would come down and like barbecue and potluck. Like, oh man, it was so fun. You know, and like I just grew up idolizing Chavez. And then like when I was like 9 years old, I heard that the older kids in the complex were going to train boxing at this guy Frank. And I would always hear them say, oh, we're going to Frank. We're going to go box at Frank. I'm like, well, I want to go to Frank's. Like, what the hell? And Frank's is this guy, Frank Sereno, who's still a dear friend of mine. basically ran a community center out of the garage of his house and would train all the kids in the neighborhood for free and try to give us alternatives to being in gangs. Because gangs back in the, early 90s were pretty active, And so, yeah, I remember I would cry and beg to my mom for like a full year. And then finally, when I turned 10, she let me go.
Yeah, damn, 10's young.
And I started boxing. And I boxed like from like 10 to like 14 until I went to high school. And then I tried to play football. Then I tore my left ACL in Hell Week of freshman year. Terrible. So freshman year I got wiped off. But at the time my mom worked for the school district, so she had insurance, so I was able to get my left knee repaired. And I had to go through all rehab and everything, so that's why it took the whole year. The whole year got wiped. So then sophomore year, I went and played football, and it was kind of, but then I wrestled varsity. I won the varsity spot, so it was like, it was great, man. It just really, really did wonders for me, like, so much more than just a sport, so much character development, so much, like, you have to go through so much adversity, like, on those horrible ass runs and everything, that's just round after round after round after round in the hot ass restroom. They turn the heaters on. They try to break you. Like, it's like the coach would try to break you. You see my fall off and like cry and shit. And a couple times I like curse the coach. I'm doing this shit. But then you cry and you come back and you do it.
Yeah. You get done, man.
So much development happened because I wrestled. And and I still play ball, but like football I just kind of played because that's what all my friends play football. It was fun. I got to wear the jersey on Friday, so that was cool, but wrestling was like, when it was wrestling season, it was all right. I'm not hanging out with it. I'm not hanging out. No more booze, no more pot, anything for all those 4 months. And here we go.
Were you still boxing when you were doing wrestling?
No.
You completely stopped that?
Yeah, I just started wrestling.
Interesting.
And then fast forward, senior year, I freaking played football. Oh, let me rewind a little bit. I remember after my junior season of wrestling, I did really, really good. I was like 32-8. And I had like,
that's good.
I had like 28 pins or something. It was really, really good. I was a CAF finalist, league champion, and I did really good. And so my coach talked to me. He's like, I think you should stop. You should not play football. You should only wrestle your senior year. I was like, all right, cool. And yeah, I agreed. And then like quit football and stuff. But then like a couple months went by and I missed my friends. And like I went back and talked to coaches that had me back on the team. Talked to my wrestling coach, told him what I was doing. And then went to play football my senior year. Oh yeah, because also we were going to be really good. I remember that. We were. The football team did make the CAF finals. They lost, but whatever. Anyway, so then my senior year, right, I'm playing football, and for 6 games of the year, tore my right ACL.
Even it out right there.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god.
Oh man.
So then, I remember like I was working in the mall at the time, I was like hobbling to work and stuff. And like randomly, I saw my coach in the mall, my wrestling coach. I went and like, I stopped him, pulled him aside, like fucking begged and literally like cried, like, I need to wrestle, like please, I'll sign a waiver, like whatever I have to do, I have to wrestle my last year. And he's like, okay, he's like, well, you can come out and wrestle for this. You can wrestle for the spot because wrestling, you don't get you have to beat someone to get the.
Nothing's given.
Yeah, so I went, I beat the guy, and then
With the torn ACL.
And with the torn ACL, with the repaired one and a totally blown out one, and then, but I couldn't run, I couldn't condition, so in my matches throughout the whole year, like, if I was able to toss them or get them in the first round, good, great. That happened a lot. But if I wasn't able to, I was in a world of I was in a world of shit.
Yeah.
And you know, and fast forward a little bit, like, so the whole thing in wrestling is to make it to a state tournament. That's basically, if you went to state, then you did what you were supposed to do. You made the state. And they took top 3 for San Diego section. I remember I got into third place match with my broken ass knees, and I lost. I lost, dude.
You gotta have good knees for that, man. To get to that level.
Devastated. I was devastated. I always said, like, if I just have another opportunity, like, I'll make the most of it. And then, like, sure, like, the opportunity came around like 10 years later. But yeah, so, but I did MMA, all that stuff with UFC career, everything with one repaired ACL and one blown out ACL. I never got this fixed.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, it's kind of interesting that you said that you did wrestling for so long, because when I was watching your MMA career, I feel like I didn't see you use a lot of wrestling. You kind of all boxing.
I know. Well, it goes back to my mindset, my whole mindset, mental approach is like, I was like so scared, but then we hit, and like I would react like, oh, we're in the streets, fight, let's scrap. And I'm not gonna take anyone down the streets. I'm gonna knock you out.
Like a true champ right there. That's what you want to hear.
But so anyways, so my first marriage, right, like went through horrible shit. Like, I take the blame for it. But anyways, I remember like one of the last arguments that we had, my ex-wife said, you're crazy, you need to get some help, go see a counselor. And then like coincidence, but there are no coincidences. My guy who's my mental coach to this day, Caleb, hit me up on Instagram, and said, hey, I'm a mental coach, I work with this athlete, blah, blah, blah. I'd be interested in giving you a free trial to see if you like my style of work. I was like, well, that counts.
Yeah.
Same shit.
Yeah.
And then I went and
got some mental help.
Yeah. Started working with
Caleb.
Started working with Caleb, and like, I mean, yeah, man, it really like put everything into like
perspective or something.
First of all, when like he helped me process everything with divorce and the breakup and like not anybody or not going crazy at all, like just being very present, being very aware of everything that's happening and dealing with everything step by step, like in a process. And then fast forward a few months, then when I went to fight for the first time, we went through all these series of like visualization, stuff like that. But I, for some reason, I'm not very good at visualization. visualization, like all that stuff. But what he had me do a different way was write out, like script out my fights.
Yeah.
And
Interesting.
so, like,
That's interesting, actually. Yeah.
And so, like, dude, that worked. Like, as I went and like, I remember like when I remember the first fight was I believe it was my third. Yeah, my third bare knuckle fight. It was when I worked with him. It was against a big guy, a former pro boxer, Jamie Campbell. And I remember I was like, when the fight was happening, I was like, fake low, overhand right. I was like, oh, shit, it's happening. Boom, dropped on it. I was like, oh my God. And then after that, I was a believer. After that, I did everything. I never questioned.
Well, that's interesting because I think that it's like you have a camp and you set up a game plan, and so visualizing that game plan, I think just gets you like in a state of mind where you're thinking about what you're gonna do in a calm setting. So once you get into the fire, you've already like replayed the vision like so many times. That's actually pretty fascinating. Hopefully, someone's listening and can try that at home. You know,
yeah,
some younger fighters, you know.
Yeah, I mean, and like so, like back in the UFC days, like. Fight week was so like nerve-wracking, so stressful, you know, like it was so funny because you're fighting on the biggest promotion in the world, right? But I remember my mindset was like, fuck, I don't want anyone to know, I don't want anyone to watch, I'm gonna get my ass whooped, like if as long as I don't post anything, maybe they'll forget and they won't watch. You know, like, that was my mindset in UFC, like so crazy. And then like fast forward, while I was working with Caleb and while I was in bare knuckle, BKFC, like fight week was so enjoyable. It was like the most fun.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like,
what a switch.
Yeah, it was like the most. It was like those we went. I went like on like I think it was like a 3-year run where I was like 6-0, like bare knuckle, and I went to Russia and beat the guy up at MMA. It was just so much fun.
Yeah.
It was so much fun, and then like life happened, you get derailed.
Yeah. Okay. Can I ask what exactly happened in your marriage, your first marriage?
Oh, I was a dog. Yeah.
Choose your summer, huh?
Yeah, I was
the Mexican way, man.
You know what? And like, not making excuses. There's no call for that. But it's like for lack of better terms, like I grew up like a fat kid, right? I have very little luck with ladies, and then all of a sudden, boom, lose this weight, lose a bunch of weight, get in shape. Then you're on TV. You have all of a sudden all these opportunities start popping up, and like, oh, well, all right, you know. And then like, yeah.
Damn, that's tough.
And it was, yeah. It was not good. And then like, unfortunately, like one piece of advice I'll give man out there is like, once you do it one time, it's a snowball effect, and then you get stuck in the cycle of shame, and you're so bummed about doing it the first time, you're like, okay, who cares? And you do it again. And like, who cares?
It's like drugs, bro.
I'm already anyways. I'm already a asshole anyways. Who cares? Boom, and then boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
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 And then, yeah. So that was unfortunate. You know, I really have nothing bad to say about that woman. I f***ed up. Oh well.
Yeah.
You know, and then so then fast forward, I got married a second time, which is not very bright at all.
Why don't you think it was bright? Were you not ready?
She was, well, because she's a fighter.
Uh-huh.
She was a fighter, and let me tell you this. Like, we're all crazy.
Especially fighters.
We are all crazy. Oh yeah, and you think, you know how people say, oh, all women are crazy? Maybe, but especially women fighters. You know, so it's like, that was not, that, you know, and like, totally just went about that the whole wrong way, and like, We got married after dating for 4 months.
Oh
And
my god.
just because we're so like in love and so like wrapped up in
Yeah.
our fairy tale bullshit. Like, nah, man.
Damn, 4 months is crazy, bro.
You know what's crazy is the whole ordeal, the whole everything. Like, lived in Miami, lived in Virginia, cross country love, blah blah. The whole episode was over and done with in 2 years.
Damn, I can't call it an episode.
Yeah.
Watching
Yeah.
shows. Damn, 2 years is wild. I got married in 4 months, ended, a year and like 7 months later.
So it's like I'm definitely not the best when it comes to stuff, but
Third time's a charm.
yeah. Well, now I have my son, and like now it's been like a huge paradigm shift in my brain, whereas like other women or anything like that, like I really honestly don't even give girls second looks. Unless now my theory is like unless you're paying me money like to train, I really have no reason to talk to you. Because I look at it now, like, if I cheat on my girl, I'm cheating on my son.
Yeah.
And like no, and like then it like kind of makes me sad. Like why the did my dad see it that way?
Oh.
Or whatever. Anyways,
Yeah.
but that's how I see it. And now I'm like I am 100% committed to my family, to my son, to my fiance, to my stepdaughter. Like, dude, this is my team. And I will ride till I die for my team. That's it. And that's it. And like, me and my girl, like, we don't have like a perfect relationship by any means. But I always tell her like, I am not going anywhere. Like, I am committed. I love you. And I will show up every day for you and my son, my Olivia, my stepdaughter. Like, so it really did come at the right time, and because now it kind of all ties into like not being able to fight anymore. I say it that way because I definitely fucking want to fight. I really don't believe that will ever go away. No matter how old I am, I'll still be like, I can still get him.
Yeah, I still got it.
Yeah, it's like fine. But I do know that like if I get hurt, like then I have so many people. I have too many people that need me. And a little backstory. Like, I separated my shoulder like 3 weeks ago.
Just from training.
Just doing jiu-jitsu, right? And for like 2 days, I literally could not pick up my son. And broke my heart. He's coming up with me. I can't pick him up. And my dumb ass hurt myself. And so like that was a big eye opener. And so I know that if I have those kind of thoughts, I have no business fighting. Because all those years, all those fights, I never gave a fuck if I got hurt. Like I was like, who cares? Let's go. Who cares? Let's go. And now, if I even have those thoughts about, well, if I get hurt, I'm going to affect the well-being of my family, I have no business fighting.
Yeah.
Which is good. I definitely should not be fighting.
At least you recognize, man. A lot of people don't recognize. I know I've spoken to some fighters that are in their 40s and they still don't want to hang it up, And I'm just like, damn, bro. Like,
yeah.
It's about time, dog. You know what I mean? No offense, dude. I love watching you fight, but it's like, dude, it's been a long time, bro,
Yeah.
It's just not good on the body, bro. Ultimately, it's like you're sacrificing your health for your job,
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Passion, I guess,
Yeah. And too, like in my normal job now, like coaching and teaching and training, like I have to be able-bodied to do that. Like it's a very physical job. Like even if I'm not the one throwing the punches, I'm catching all those motherfuckers. I better damn well have a good shoulder,
Yeah.
So it's like it was like a big eye opener. Like, all right, maybe I need to change the way that I train, change the way that I stay active, lean more into like bicycling and jogging, or not even jogging, 'cause jogging is really bad on me, but like bicycling, swimming, like other safe stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Which is lame, but you know, whatever, you gotta do what you gotta do.
We all age, man. Yeah, I get it.
Nobody gets out of here alive.
No. Earlier you said that before you got into BKFC, you went to rehab. What was your? I'm just curious to know what was your choice for your addiction?
Everything.
Is everything?
No, definitely blow. Yeah, I would. Yeah, it got pretty bad.
Yeah, it's an expensive hobby.
And I remember like, oh yeah, damn right, dude. Earlier in my life, like, when was that? Well, like 18, 19, 20, I really had like a bad habit of meth.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember like...
Meth is crazy.
Oh, crazy.
For a fighter, it's crazy, bro.
I wasn't fighting, man. I
good, man. That might have been a good time to fight, you know, you wouldn't be able to make weight every time.
And then like, I remember, so like the whole time that I was doing that, I was like doing fucking blow all day. I would wake up in the morning, 6 a.m., the fat line come, 6 a.m. class, run the class, everything, do some more. And then like in the afternoon, I feel like, all right, so I'll go to like a bar, have lunch, you know, mellow out, cool down, go back to work. Well, now I'm tired from drinking beer, so do some more, wake back up, and then like take some Xanax and land the plane. And like that was my life for a good amount of time, for a couple of years straight. And then
you had it all figured out.
I know, right? I had a system. I was very methodical. It was crazy, man. So it was like, and so anyways, when I went to rehab, right, and I was talking to one of the counselors, and then I was like, well, I knew it was time for me to come to get help when I finally relapsed and smoked meth again after all those years. And she was like, what'd you say? I was like, oh, when I relapsed, smoked meth. She's like, you did not see all those years of doing cocaine as doing drugs? I was like,
no, it's a different drug. That's not my favorite drug. I was only doing coke because I couldn't do meth.
Yeah. I was like, you know, it's different.
Yeah, that's wild though.
There's levels to it. But you know, by the grace of God, I was able to figure it out and get my together.
Yeah.
You know, because I just look at my life and like, I have like wronged so many people and done so many horrible things to myself, to my loved ones, and everything. And then like then to be blessed with a healthy son, like I'm like, man, all right, I'm good, I got you. I take that as a sign, and I'm on the path now. I'm you know, I gave my life to Christ. I've always gone in and out of church throughout my life, like in and out. I would go for a couple months, come back, go for a couple months, come back. You know, but then like finally, it was like a few weeks before my son was born, I went and got baptized over at Awaken in San Marcos, and yeah, I really honestly feel like that has been why I've been blessed so much in my life, because I gave all the glory to God.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting you said you would be getting loaded and then going to the gym, because I feel like most people like that start training, it helps clean up their life, you know? If you did like a complete 360, you know, you're like, yeah, I got this.
Yeah, we gotta do both.
I want to party and train, man. Yeah. I mean, that's crazy though, dude. You know what's funny is my podcast is called California Sober, because me and my other friend that started this podcast with me, he's no longer a part of the show, but we were also struggling with addiction when we were younger, you know. But for me, I was able to get into martial arts, and that kind of helped clear my head, you know. So I like hearing stories when people talk about somehow were able to find their way through fighting. You know, even though for you kind of lost your way, but she came back though. She came back. You know.
Well, yeah. Well, see what happened is that like, so I when I started fighting, started training, like I was like fucking hardcore, straight edge, like I was on a mission. I was on a mission. I'm going to make it to the UFC. I'm going to do this. And hardcore, 3 years. You know, if I fought on like Saturday, yeah, I would go out and drink with everyone, but then I was back in the gym on Monday. Like, let's go, we're back to work. You know, and that everything was okay. And then like what happened was now all of a sudden I'm in the UFC. I'm getting way bigger checks. Now we're going way cooler parties.
Yeah.
Now we're in Vegas. Now we're getting bottle service. Now we're getting front of the line.
I'm somebody now, yeah.
Like, whoa, right? Let's go. You know, and it's like, and like I said earlier, you really only have to fight. You're really only allowed to fight twice a year. So then it was like, okay, so if I f around all year, as long as I stop for 2 months, I'll be good. I'll be good. That was the deal I made with myself. You're always making deals with yourself and your demon. You're always making deals, right? And I was like, oh, 2 years, 2 months, and I'm good to fight. Well, then 2 months became like 6 weeks. And then 6 weeks became a month. And then so on and so forth. Until like, by the time like right before I went to rehab, like I'm getting up like the week of the fight. Like I don't care. Yeah, I know how to fight. I got this shit. And it's a matter of like whether or not you truly make a decision. That's just what I believe, you know. You know, there's a part in the big book where it says like different type of alcoholics, and it's like, and we all know the psychopath, the one who constantly is constantly making something I forgot, but who always goes back and forth from the wagon, back and forth on the wagon, you know, and stuff like that, like, but never makes a decision. Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
I'm really good at like quitting. I'm really good at stopping and like being good for like a couple months, 3 months. Oh man, I can't tell you how many freaking 90-day tokens I've gotten over the years.
Yeah.
You know, and so but it's like we have to make that decision.
90 Days, isn't that the one that glows in the dark for NA? That was always my favorite one. I was like, that one glows, dude. But yeah, dude, like it's just a story like with any type of person suffering from addiction, dude, you know what I mean? I'm curious to know though, did your team, like, were they ever concerned with the drug use and the fighting? Were they ever like trying to get involved with that? Or they just kind of were like, yeah, he's got a drug problem, but he shows up and you know, I mean, he puts on good shows, so.
Kind of nobody really knew, really. I definitely did a good job of cleaning up before I went out in public.
Yeah, that's fascinating that your coaches and stuff weren't aware.
Yeah.
That's a professional addict right there, brother.
Yeah, I'm very, very good.
Yeah. How'd you get the name Mexicutioner? Like, where'd that come about?
Oh, my old friend and teammate, Eddie Sanchez, who also had a good name. He was the manic Hispanic.
That's his name?
Yeah, but it was late because when we were on the small shows, he was Dirty Sanchez.
There you go.
But once he made it to UFC, he had to switch to the manic Hispanic. So we were like thinking about it. I was maybe like 3 fights in, and we were tossing out ideas like, oh, maybe Brown Bomber was one of the potentials.
Deontay Wilder.
and then he randomly looked at me. He's like, "You're the Mexicutioner." I like it.
That's it. We're done.
And that was it. Stuck. Everyone loved it. I went out, won the fight, and then it got announced. And like I always say, my rule is, because I really have only seen one other person in all the years who had it, like some small guy out in Oklahoma. Whoever gets it announced by Bruce Buffer keeps it.
Yeah, so it's official now.
That shit is mine.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone else be called that, so it's a unique one.
Yeah, that's how.
That's an interesting one. Looking back in your fight career, which fight stands out the most?
I would say, well, for me personally, was the second MMA fight with Tony Lopez, because we fought 5-5s, and so what happened is, rewind a little bit, we fought the first time, and I was still f***ing around, like out partying, and I remember like I woke up all hungover and my manager called me. I was like, yeah, f it, let's go. And then I went and fought Tony Lopez like on 3-day notice, like no joke, last filling. He snapped my arm, and then after that was like on MySpace. You guys remember that?
I remember MySpace. I loved MySpace, man.
He was on MySpace talking like all that kid's a bum. He had no business being in the cage with me.
Damn.
And so I got mad. I went on Samurai Mission to get my arm back. That's why I got tattooed Samurai.
Oh,
this
symbolic.
arm, he broke this arm, so I got on this arm to always remember to have more respect for fighting, not be f***ing around doing drugs and drinking, and really devote my time to fighting. And so then I went on like a 5-fight win streak, but my whole mindset was I have to fight this. I have to fight this.
Damn.
And I would touch mad. I remember like I feel bad about it, but I even told his wife to shut her fat mouth.
Oh, because Conor McGregor for Conor McGregor.
Face, like told her to shut her fat mouth, mind her business. And like finally, my manager's like, "Hey, Terry from King of the Cage, Terry will give you the rematch, but it's 18 days. Can you get?" I was like, "Yeah, this is the only one we're going to get. Let's go." So I got as ready as possible for a 5-round fight in 18 days. Went and fight. So we scrapped. And like, I thought I won. I dropped him a couple times and bullshit. And you know how I know it was bullshit? Because the fucking announcer, he was like, "Winner by decision, Tony Lopez," and then walked away.
Yeah.
Didn't read the cards or anything. And then everyone was booing.
Aww.
And then his wife came up to me.
Slapped you.
Right as I walked down. And she's like, "This is bullshit. I'll give you a rematch." I was like, "I'm so sorry. I want to apologize I'm so sorry for saying that. Don't worry about it.
Damn.
Don't worry about it." And then after that fight, I fought Houston Alexander, beat him by TKO, and then got the UFC.
Yeah.
So I was like, whatever. So anyway, that fight, but then I waited, like 9 years and a whole nother sport to run it back with him, and we had that crazy
2018, right?
Yeah, crazy bloody war, and I won. Yeah. Finally got my win.
Do you feel like you guys are like kind of frenemies now?
Yeah, we respect each other.
Yeah,
we're cool for sure.
Yeah, fighting's an interesting sport because it's like you can hate someone, but then it's like you learn so much about them in the ring, and it's like how can you really hate someone when you truly like can understand them? You know what I mean? I forgot who wrote that. It's a famous quote, right? It's like you can't hate what you understand or something like that, or we hate what we don't understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting, bro. Damn, so you guys ran it back 3 times?
4.
4? You're wild.
Yeah, and then we fought in bare-knuckle again, and that fight was a draw. so crazy because our first fight was like, crazy brawl, right? Like boom, boom, boom. And then like, the second fight, I remember I came back after the second round, and I looked at Al, my coach, and I was like, running. He's running. He's not even fighting. He was, for one, being smart and using his legs and moving around. And I'm like, you know, I turned on juice and thank God squeezed out a draw, you know. But
yeah,
I would have been devastated if I would have lost. But
yeah, he completely changed the game plan on you.
Yeah, I mean, what is this guy not fighting? What are you doing?
Yeah, another fight I want to bring up, dude. Pat Barry, dude. What a barn burner, bro.
I know, man. That was crazy.
Yeah, man. Like, and that was when Pat Barry was on top, right? He had just got off his K1 career. She just got into the UFC. Was just smoking people, bro. And then he got up against you, and that was, dude. It was basically a battle of leg kicks versus boxing, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah. I had my mindset. I'm like, all right, every time he kicks me, I have to punch him 5 times.
Yeah.
And I think I did a good job. You know, but whatever.
You made him wrestle. He's never wrestled before, bro. I think it was the last round, right? It was kind of like, I don't know if he took you down or if it was kind of like you tripped. I can't remember off the top of my head, but he ended up on top. And that was the first time I had ever seen Pat Barry get on top of someone before. I was like, oh, this is crazy, you know?
Oh, I think literally my leg like collapsed.
And he just got on top. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was off. He kicked you or something and it kind of pushed you over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I always say, to the day I die, like, I swear to God, like, the leg kicks, they weren't hurting until
third round.
I got poked in the eye and had to take a long break, and all the adrenaline wore off, and all the blood just rushed my leg.
Inflammation and shit.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And I had to hold on for dear life to make it to the end.
Yeah, dude, Pat Barry was known for his leg kicks. Usually guys would eat like 3 of them. That was it, dude. Like, he's gotten like straight leg kick KOs, you know?
Yeah.
You ate like probably close to 15 of them. I don't even know, dude. Yeah. Full on. You just kept coming forward, you know? Yeah. I remember listening to the fight too. I can't remember. I think it was Joe Rogan was announcing, but he was like, damn, this guy's just eating those leg kicks and coming forward, bro. It was an incredible fight, man. It was honestly one of my top favorite. Like, out of all your fights, that Pat Barry one, and I think that Stipe fight are my 2 favorite fights, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Pat Barry, dude. What a crazy fight, man. Looking back, isn't that?
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things where, like, in the moment, you can't really enjoy it. You can't really enjoy it. You're always thinking about what's the next fight, who's next, how much money am I making, who do I have to pay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, after I pay everyone, how much money is actually left, pay your taxes, like, oh, man. So much stress goes into everything else.
Yeah, the money is always a point of contention for every time I interview people. It's sad how little money there is, man. You know.
Oh, yeah.
I hope that in the future it becomes more respected. I think one day, like, especially with how big the UFC's gotten, I think that they can start becoming kind of like more of an NFL-sized franchise. You know, because especially with that Paramount deal now, you know, I feel like we can start getting. It's all about viewers, man. The more viewers that come in, the more money comes in. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, my respective sport is Muay Thai, which is like even smaller than fucking MMA, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like that sport's just forever struggling with finances.
My Muay Thai coach will always say, anyone who does Muay Thai loves Muay Thai.
Yeah.
Because there is no money in Muay Thai.
It's sad. It's my favorite sport, though. I love MMA, but I love Muay Thai more, dude. It's just the striking aspect is what brings me to the shows, you know?
Yeah.
But so you spoke about how every fight you were always nervous. What kind of things did you do to try to make you to ease the nerves? Like, is there any advice you could give these next potential fighters? I
mean, I really had no idea how to go about addressing it until I started working with my mental coach. Yeah, and then when everything was broken down into a system, like one of the main things was like scripting out the game plan, writing, not only like, oh, obviously I'm willing to win the fight, but like dealing with adversity, dealing with like horrible positions, or if you get cracked and your eye starts bleeding, like how are you going to move that? Well, I'm gonna circle to the right, wipe my blood with my right hand as I keep my left in front to defend any other further attacks. Like that detail oriented. I have found that works very, very good.
It's interesting because if you watch your fights, they're very brawler-esque, So it's like it wouldn't seem that you have like this game plan that you plan out ahead of time, but it's like, I mean, you obviously do. I mean, you're telling me
because it's like, and just
calculated madness.
Embracing who you really are, embracing who you are, and having a commitment to that. Like, I always tell people when people ask me like, "You have any advice?" I'm going to do a bare-knuckle fight. I always tell them, know who the f you are before you go in there, and know exactly who you are and what you're going to do. What do you mean? Okay, well, if you're a tactician who works behind his job and moves around a lot, all right, that's who you are. That's what you're going to do. You're going to do that 100%. You're not going to allow this ass to get into clinch range, to put his hands on you, dirty box you, rough you up into things. Like, no, that's not your game. Your game is outside. Your game is in space.
Clean and yeah.
So you're going to dominate the fight in the space. For me, my happy place, my place where I was the most comfortable was in a phone booth right here.
Yeah.
And so just, like I said, embracing that. Like, yeah.
That's good advice, actually. And it's funny that you said that because I always tell people, especially like new people that come into my gym, I always tell people that you can get a good idea on someone's like fight style based off their personality, and what I mean by that is like sometimes you meet people and they're very like clean cut, everything they do is like they try to make it perfect, they try not to do things that they can't handle, and you see that in their style. They have a very crispy, clean style. They're very like everything's like perfect the way they punch. You'll meet some people that they're really, really mouthy. They want to be in your face, and you see them fight and they're just right there in the pocket swinging for the fences, So yeah, it's like, to go off of what you said, recognize who you are as a person, and pick and make sure your style is reflective of who you are, Stay true to yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of times where you'll see guys that they'll be like nice, crispy, clean fighters, but they want to get that knockout. They want to be in there, But I'm like, dude, that's not your range, bro. You're uncomfortable because you're so close. It's like just stick to the outside, use your kicks, use your teeps or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's cool, and that's what I love about meeting people and then seeing them like go represent their art in their way. It's beautiful, Is there anything you'd like to tell the viewers about you that we normally wouldn't know, like something maybe about your personal life that you don't put on camera too often?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely talked about before, like how I used to love doing karaoke. I used to be a great singer, and I got fucking punched right in the throat, and like my voice will forever be like it's really weird. It's almost like I run out of breath. It's very weird, but it's charge to the game, as they say, and but yeah. I really wish I could sing. I really, I miss going to karaoke and kill it. So if you want to see, you can go to YouTube. Joey Beltran sings Wham.
Wham?
Wham.
Like W-A-M?
Yeah. W-H-A-M.
W-H-A-M. All right, I'll add the link in bio so you guys can check it out. I'm super curious. I'm surprised I didn't even find this. I'm a bad reporter over here.
Yeah. So it's like that. Yeah. I'm sure, like, if people have seen interviews of me in the past, it's like, my voice is so different, you know, it sucks. It really sucks because even just trying to talk to like my stepdaughter or my fiance at home and they'll be like, huh? I'm like, well, and I'll repeat myself slower, you know, but it's like one of those things like, well, add to the list of other ailments that I have as a result of all these fights.
Yeah, man, fighting is it's a beautiful sport and it's an art we all enjoy, but it takes a toll on the body, man.
Yeah.
Especially at the level you do it. You've been professionally fighting for so many years, just killers after killer after killer, you know?
Yeah. You know, and yeah, that's pretty cool. I always say it's like, it would be one thing if like I felt like I had brain fog or I felt slow or I felt like no, man, I have clear concise thoughts, my voice doesn't match up. That's annoying. It's annoying because I hear myself and that sucks, but whatever, I get over it and move on. But it's like I always said, it wasn't like I sucked. I really, I out of all the, I believe I had 34 MMA fights and then 10 bare-knuckle fights. And I really have only been knocked out like 4 times. At heavyweight, that's pretty good.
That's crazy that you fought at heavyweight too.
Yeah.
I
whole bunch.
I was like,
a whole bunch.
It's not like your weight class when I saw you fight. Yeah, I think a lot of people probably watching, they might be concerned with CTE because of your voice, you know. So hopefully that's not the case.
Nah. I mean, like I said, like everything else is like.
Yeah, I've actually interviewed some other fighters that showed signs of CTE. It's a travesty, you know, and it's interesting because you just wouldn't know it until you actually meet them and talk to them, and you're like, damn, bro, you know, that's definitely something that.
I mean, it's like one of those things, like, and I often will ask myself too, like, is it all the thumps in the head? Maybe, but it's like even though like I said, I've only been knocked out 4 times, but I had a very fan-friendly style, so I was definitely
A lot of hits to the head.
yeah take him. But it's like if you know, how do you measure it? You don't. You know how you measure it is they chop your brain
yeah,
after you pass away. You know, so it's like. And then I did, like, so what happened was, I was trained for a fight in 2021, and I fucking took an uppercut right in the throat. And then for like 2 months, I thought I did for like 2 months. And then it came back, but it didn't really come all the way back. Like, one of the big things that I know is that I could no longer sing. All right, but then like it really wasn't that much of an issue because I was living on the East Coast in Miami and BA for a little bit, so I wasn't teaching, I wasn't coaching. I really didn't have to use my voice so much. I wasn't trying to command a large room, if you will. And then when I moved back home in 2023, that's when I was like, oh, man, my voice is fucked up. And then I went to multiple ENT specialists, multiple neurologists. I had MRI of my brain done. Surprisingly, it was okay. It was good. You know, I have a CAT scan down my throat. And then like I was doing all these tests, right? Racking up all these bills. And then like, so then I went, what made me stop is I went to this one doctor over at UCSD, right? And she was like, okay, well, it sounds like you have pseudobulbar palsy. And what that is a condition that is early signs of ALS,
Dang.
Lou Gehrig's disease. And I just had my baby. Oh man, what? No, this can't be happening. But so then I went and got another exam, which is called the EMG exam, and basically very similar to acupuncture. They stick all these needles in your arm, but the needles have wires connected to them, and they shock your body, and like the machine records how your body reacts, and so everything was okay. Yeah. And so I was like, yeah, I was stoked. On one hand, I'm stoked because I'm not dying, but then on the other hand, I'm like, well, I really have no answer. So I do know that like the more and more that I speak and the more and more that I do my speech therapy warm-ups and everything, my voice gets clearer throughout the day. So whatever. It is what it is.
Just try mushrooms.
No, funny you say that. I have my guy, Ian McCall.
Oh, do you know Ian McCall? I love Ian McCall. I interviewed him a year ago, actually.
Ian McCall
Shout out Ian McCall.
Yeah, he sent me some. I have him. I have him in my drawer at my house, right? He sent me a bunch of mushroom gummies to try to like stimulate reconnections and all that stuff, But what happened is I took 2 one day, and I don't know. 2 sounds fine. I used to take them.
Too much. Too much.
I was like, no.
Yeah.
I was so scared. I was like, oh my god.
What do you feel like it helped?
I was like, so I've done LSD and everything in the past. I was like, it's okay, Joey. Just calm down. It'll be done in 2 hours. Just calm down. It'll be done in 2 hours. Then I just had to sit down, wait for 2 hours to go back to my normal life. So I've been a little hesitant to restart, but I definitely have the mushroom gummies that he sent me. So I should do that.
Yeah, I can't remember the name.
I should probably chop them in half.
Just eat one, or just eat one.
Yeah.
And one's I think 0.5. I used to eat one and go to work. So you know what I mean. But I spoke with Ian McCall. I did an interview with him, and he gave me some of his candies. They're actually really good quality. It tasted good.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think you should try it, man. They're supposedly psilocybin. It's good with your synaptic nervous system. It can help create like new pathways or repair damaged ones.
Yeah.
I think it's important, man. I try to eat mushrooms on a regular basis, not to trip, but I do like to trip though. And you know what? And sometimes you need to be scared, man. Sometimes it's good to whatever you're thinking of might be something that it's been in the back of your mind for forever.
I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, I mean, I guess really to I feel good, like my body, everything. Other than my old broken knees and my separated shoulder, like everything's pretty good. I'm very, very blessed. And then like my career now, like my personal training business is doing really, really, really good. And that I attribute to all those years of working in gyms, not just being, I'm a pro fighter. Like, no, man, I have to go to work, Yeah, I fight 2 times a year, but I still teach and train people the whole rest of the year.
Yeah.
And so like now it's going really, really good. Very, very, I know that I'm blessed and highly favored.
Yeah. Joey Beltran, Mexicutioner, thank you for doing this. It was nice meeting you, man. I mean, like I said earlier in private, I've seen you fight for, it feels like 10 plus years, man. I remember I was little watching you on the UFC. I'm 34 now, so it's like, now I'm an adult. Here you are in person, man. It's cool. Everyone watching at home, dude, follow Joey Beltran. You want to plug in your IG or anything else you got going on?
It's at Joey Beltran _ MMA on IG.
Joey Beltran _ MMA. He's over here at Compound MMA and Fitness in San Diego. If you're ever out here, hit my man up. Very well versed, been a veteran of the game. And thank you for watching. Joey Beltran,
Yeah.
we're out. Pleasure.
Man.
Woo!